right, so you've made it through most of this course, and now we really want to talk a minute about some of the general scenarios that come up that may be situational, but they don't really fall into offense, defense, or special teams. And for this last section, we really tried to think outside the box a little bit and talk about what are some things that you need to think about. And let me be clear on these things before we really dive into them. There's not a right answer for how you handle these situations. I just think the indecision is the wrong answer. So if you're watching this, you need to think about these scenarios and say, now what do we do differently when this stuff comes up? And you need to have a plan. I think the biggest thing I hope you'll learn from all of the stuff we do on here and all of the things that we talk about is we're not really trying to tell people that our plan's better than anybody else's plan, or that you need to adopt exactly what I did or what somebody else did. What we're saying is you need to have a plan. The wrong is not having a plan. And when you look at these scenarios and you say, do we really think about how are we going to act when we have a big lead? What are we going to do? What are we going to say to the players? How are we going to conduct ourselves? What are we going to do when we have a big deficit? We were speaking in a Google Meet the other night about situational football and talked about how, a friend of ours, guy that helps us with some of our different Google Meets and things, was telling us how in Massachusetts one time was down 50 he was up 50-0 and almost lost. Now that's years ago before the mercy rules. And then the same guys at a school now that a few years ago won a playoff game when they were down, I want to say 35-0 right before the half, and maybe scored to make it 35-7 at half. But they came back and won. What are you going to do when you have a big deficit? What are you going to do when you have a big lead? And I think those are two situations that we can't tell you exactly what to do or how to practice it. What we can tell you is you need to have a plan, and you need to think about these are the things we're going to tell our kids. And don't have this attitude of we're never going to be behind, or we'll be excited if we're ahead and we'll worry about that then. That's a loser mentality. You have to have a plan for what's going to happen. You have to be realistic in your approach. What do you do when the game flow is altered? A big deal in the NFL when they get to the Super Bowl is understanding how the halftime and the pregame and all that stuff is so different than the regular game that really throws people off. But for us, we don't, in high school level, we don't get that, but we do get what if the band's going to play pregame? What if halftime has homecoming stuff and it kind of delays you getting out there? What if, this is one that comes up a lot now. What if there's a weather delay? What if it's lighting in the area? You start the game and then you have to go in, or what is your plan? Don't kind of make a plan off the fly, or don't assume that if it's raining on Friday, then we'll talk about that. Have that in your preseason meeting. Talk about that now while you don't have anything pressing that you have to do. What is our plan if we have to go in? Maybe what is our plan on the road, and then what is our plan at home? Because those could be two different things based on your accommodations. But these are scenarios that come up during the year, and I'd be really curious. I'm sure if we thought long enough, we could think of 10 or 12 more scenarios that don't involve offense, defense, or special teams, but they're situations that come up in the football season that you as a coach are cheating your team if you don't have at least a thought out plan. You don't have to have written down. You don't have to be too detailed, but you need to have thought about what are we going to do in these situations. So I hope that got you thinking about it. Like I said, we're not really telling you what to do in those situations because truthfully, every place is different. But we will tell you that you need to have a plan. So I appreciate you watching this course and watching these videos, and hopefully we were able to help you at least get you thinking of some things you can do for your team and get you thinking about situations that maybe you hadn't focused on before, and maybe put some little ideas in your heads on some things you can do. So really genuinely been humbled by the experience of how people have been eager to hear what we've got to say and organizing our thoughts, and that's been exciting. So I really hope this was helpful for you. We're always available to help out people on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on email. You can contact us any of those ways with a question, and one of us will get with you as soon as we can. Love helping out and hearing your ideas. Maybe we didn't talk about something that you think we should have talked about in this course, and if that's the case, then let us know. We can get better too, just like anybody else. We want to get better. So Thanks again. Look forward to talking to you soon.